collaboration video. In this video, I am collaborating with Rochelle of Rochelle Handmade Designs here on YouTube as well as Instagram. A few months ago, she reached out to me and she asked me if I wanted to participate in her So Much Colors 90s edition series, and I said yes, yes, yes. Okay, I love the 90s, and what made this collaboration so extra special is that we were given some different color options to choose from for our videos, and I am extra, so I chose the most colors possible. Okay, I chose yellow, white, teal, and pink. Now, in a perfect world, when I'm really thinking about the 90s and what I was wearing, I definitely was wearing more darker colors. I did do a lot of bright colors, but instead of like pink, I was wearing red. Instead of like a teal, I was wearing a navy blue or a dark green. But either way, I love colors and I love the 90s. So I was all about this collaboration. All right, before we get into it, if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returning person, thank you so much for your continued support. I truly appreciate you. All right, let's get into it. Friends, I did two patterns. Now, I know. If you've been following the series on Rochelle's channel, you know that I was supposed to pick one garment, but I can't have an outfit with just one garment. And the vision that I had in my mind was two different color blocked pieces. So I do have two items to share with you today, and I will focus most of my pattern review on one of the items, but I'll talk to you a little bit about the color blocking process on the other item as well. Now, when coming up with the idea for my outfit for this collaboration, I really had to take myself back to the 90s, and when I selected my colors, I definitely was thinking color block. And what was I obsessed with in the early 90s with regards to color block? I was obsessed with the brand Cross Colors. Now, if you don't know about Cross Colors, maybe you weren't into the hip hop era, but when I was in junior high school, it was all about cross colors. And while I couldn't afford cross colors, I did my best to try to wear styles that were similar to the things that I had seen in magazines, on MTV and BET. And so I did the best that I could. My mom reminded me though that when I started my 8th grade school year, that she actually purchased me some cross color jeans. And my grandma actually has a picture that she keeps putting up in her house that I hate. Of me wearing those jeans, and the jeans look great, don't get me wrong, they had so many beautiful colors, but I was going through a bit of a phase, okay, with my skin and my hair, and so I personally, every time I come to the house, I try to hide that picture, but somehow it gets found and put back on to a dresser in one of the guest rooms every single time. So I'm just gonna let it live there. It's gotta be, okay? But anyway, I was obsessed with cross colors. So back during this time, I was watching A Different World. I was watching In Living Color. I was watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I was watching so many things that had so much color inspiration and just made me feel happy and made me laugh. And so this is all the things that I was thinking about as I was coming up with an idea for my outfit. I also thought about some musical influences for me at the time, and I was a really big fan of TLC, and I remember wanting to wear all of their outfits. Now, I wasn't one of those girls that was super comfortable in her body, we'll say, when I was in junior high and even early in high school. So I definitely leaned towards the oversized style of clothing. So I wore boys' clothes. My pants would be extremely baggy, oversized t-shirts, oversized hoodies and sweatshirts. I would wear men's coats. I was definitely more into like the TLC vibe than I was, say, I don't know, the Saved by the Bell Kelly side, okay, or any of those other 90s references that you can think of. I definitely wanted to hide my body, but I also was very stylish, right? And so for this particular outfit, I really wanted to make something that I think I would have been proud to wear back in the day, okay? And again, back in the day, I wasn't wearing bright pinks. I wasn't wearing bright yellows, but I was definitely wearing lots of colors in oversized clothing. So for this particular collaboration, I decided that I wanted to take a sweatshirt that I've made before in the past that I really enjoyed making. It is an oversized sweatshirt, but what's cool about this sweatshirt is that you can make a crop length or you can make the regular length. And it's oversized and it has a drop shoulder. I'm going to show you the line drawings. The pattern I'm talking about is the green style salve sweatshirt, and this is what it looks like. Now the top pictures you'll see is the regular size, and it has the drop shoulder, really big sleeves. You have the option of either using ribbing or using the regular sweatshirt fabric for the cuffs, or instead of doing this long version, you can do a crop version. And for me, I had made the regular version before in the past in my correct size, and I felt like it was a nice fitting sweatshirt, but I definitely wanted it to be wider and more rounded on the edges. So I chose to do the crop size, but instead of doing my actual size for the crop, because I really wanted to go oversized with this, I went up 3 sizes. One other thing about the green style salve sweatshirt that I thought was kind of interesting is that for sizing, they don't go by numbers, they go by colors. So my actual color is the color green, but I actually cut out a size purple, which I believe is about 3 sizes bigger than the size that I am. Now, in hindsight, I do kind of wish that I would have made maybe just 1 size bigger than what I am, or I wish I would have reduced a bit of the length in the sweatshirt so that it would be a little bit more crop style so that you could see the top of my bottoms better. But I think it came out really good and I like it, and it's definitely oversized in the way that I envisioned. So yes, this was the perfect sweatshirt selection for my outfit. Now for the bottoms, I had envisioned making a pair of high-waisted shorts or pants to go with a bodysuit, because I do remember back then I loved wearing bodysuits with big baggy pants. And so I couldn't really find a pair of shorts that I thought would fit the bill for this particular look. So I looked in my pattern stash and I found a pattern that I thought I could basically change up a bit in order to make it what I wanted it to be. Now, I was thinking about how cool it would be if I had a pair of shorts that had an exposed zipper and also some type of detail feature at the waistband. And so I wanted to play with some different shapes, and I went online and I was kind of looking around for some inspiration. I found some different pairs of shorts that I thought would be so cool if I could make my own version of those shorts. And so I'll insert pictures so that you can kind of see where the inspiration came from. But I definitely wanted a wide leg pair of shorts, and I wanted to have a high waist with an exposed zipper and some type of special detail about the waistband. Now, since I decided I was color blocking everything, okay, I definitely had to get creative about my pattern pieces. So the pattern that I used for this particular look as a base is the McCall M8168 View A, which is a pair of shorts that has a waist paper bag type of style at the waist. And that is not what I was looking for. I really wanted it to be structured and straight up. So I did tweak the pattern pieces a bit so that they would be more straight and less wavy. And another thing that I did is for this particular pattern, you are supposed to have a closed zipper with a zipper fly and all of that. Well, I just used the pattern pieces. I cut them up. I didn't read the instructions. I sewed them according to how I felt I wanted my shorts to look. So hopefully you like the way that they came out. And I want to talk about where I actually sourced the fabric for my pieces. For my sweatshirt, a lot of my sweatshirt fleece was from fabric.com. I believe I purchased the white and the teal from fabric.com. I got the ribbing for the wrist cuffs and the waistband from Amazon, and I had leftover pink and yellow sweatshirt fabric from Girl Charlie from previous projects. So color blocking is a really great way to use up your scraps. I had just enough to create those, and actually a little bit more left over, which I'm probably going to end up having to use for a project for my son because he absolutely loved my sweatshirt and he said that he wanted one too. So anyway, color blocking is a really great way to use up scraps. So that's the fabric that I used for my sweatshirt. For the shorts, I actually ordered the denim from Nick of Time Textiles, which I had never heard of, but at some point I saw an advertisement on Instagram and I flagged it and saved it for future. And so I was able to get hot pink, white, and teal from Nick of Time Textiles, and I did have some leftover yellow denim from LA Finch fabric from when I made jeans and a jean skirt, so I was able to put those colors together to make the perfect shorts. Now, all of the denim that I purchased from Nick of Time Textiles is bull denim, and it's 10 ounces, okay? And I want to say that their prices were really reasonable, and the quality of the denim is great. It's a bit structured, no stretch to it. Perfect for this particular project, and any other like dungarees or jeans that have no stretch. So definitely keep them in mind when you're looking for unique denim colors, because they had a wide variety of different ounces as well as different colors of denim, and the price was really good. And for my actual yellow color, it was so nice to have been able to use something from my stash. Now, it's not the exact same colors as the colors that I used for my sweatshirt. That would have been nearly impossible to match because, number one, they came from different places, and number two, everybody's interpretation of teal is different, okay? I had seen so many different fabrics that were labeled as teal that were not the same. Same thing with yellow. Yellow can come in a variety of different shades, and it was really hard to find a yellow that would match. I had actually ordered yellow denim from Nick of Time Textiles, but it was like a pale yellow, which is not exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for a bright yellow, so it didn't match. And so I just said, you know what, we're just gonna use up what we have in our stash, okay? And it worked out really great, and I love the way the pieces look together. Let's talk about the level for the patterns. Now, the green style salve sweatshirt is probably the easiest sweatshirt I've ever made in my life. I would definitely say that this is a beginner pattern and that anyone at any sewing level could absolutely make this sweatshirt. I do like that they have separate instructions for using ribbed fabric versus like for your wrist cuffs and your hemband versus the regular sweatshirt fleece, because I have found that when patterns don't have different pattern measurements for those pieces when you're using ribbing fabric, sometimes your ribbing can be too big and too stretchy. So I did like that they had different pattern pieces and instructions for using different fabrics, so that was really great. As for this particular pattern, I would say that it's an intermediate pattern. It does require you to be able to know how to install a zipper as well as a button. But as I mentioned before, I did not use the instructions in this pattern to construct my shorts. So I did not follow the instructions for constructing any of it really. The only thing that I did utilize that is the same is I did use the darts that were included on the pattern pieces in order to create the pleats and the darts on my shorts. So, but if you were to make this shorts using the pattern, it would be intermediate. Let's talk about pattern pieces. So initially this pattern only has, let's see, 5 pattern pieces. So you have the front and the back, the sleeves, the wrist cuff, the hemband, and the neckband. Well, since I color blocked, I cut the front and the back into 3 pieces. And how I did that is I basically decided how big I wanted my center color to be, measured that out, and then I cut the same amount of length and width for the back piece as I did for the front piece, and I added seam allowance at the top and the bottom of that middle piece, as well as the bottom of the top piece and the top of the bottom piece. I hope that makes sense. But I ended up cutting up the front and the back piece into 3 pieces. So instead of it being 2 pieces, it ended up being a total of 6, okay? This particular pattern is super easy to follow for anyone, and having such minimal a number of pieces means that you can sew this up really quickly if you're not color blocking. Now for the shorts, this is a really great pattern for someone who doesn't want to use a lot of pattern pieces. You have your front piece, which is actually got the waistband attached to it, as well as the back piece has the length of the waist, and you just fold it down. So that's really nice. It does have pocket pieces, but there aren't a ton of pieces if you wanted to make this particular pair of shorts. I think that it's actually really great for someone who is beginning with zipper construction, because it doesn't have the zipper fly piece as well as the shield cover included in the pattern. Everything is really just built into the front leg and the back leg piece of the pattern. So this is a really good pattern for someone who doesn't like sewing lots of different pieces, okay? So that's the number of pattern pieces that were in each of the patterns. The size range on this pattern is actually pretty good. For the smallest size, the full bust is 30 to 31 inches, the waist is 22 to 23 inches, and the high hip is 33 to 33 inches. And the largest size is full bust of 58 inches to 61 inches, the waist of 54 to 57, and the hip of 59 to 62. And I would say that if you want to make this sweatshirt and you want it to be oversized but not massively oversized, just cut out your exact size, okay? Now for this shorts, this pattern that I picked up is actually a size 6 through 22, so that's actually a pretty wide size range as well, and I cut out the size 16. Let's talk about the modifications that I made to the shorts. So for the shorts, I traced the pattern piece on recycled paper, and then I decided how big I wanted each color to be in the shorts. And I wrote a note to myself to add 1/4 inch of seam allowance down the center seam on each side, so that when I was cutting it, I would remember to cut 1/4 inch extra than the line that was there in order to allow for the seam allowance to attach the two pieces. So that's how I did that. That's the back piece. I did the same thing for the front piece as well, but I do want to show you that it's shaped quite different, right? So the cool thing about these shorts is that the pocket is an additional piece that is also a part of the side of the shorts and the waistband. So that was a whole nother color block for me. But I took this front piece, and just like the back piece, I decided how big I wanted each color to be, measured it out, drew a straight line down the middle, and wrote a note to myself to add 1/4 seam allowance on each side of the color block. And then I attached it together, and once I sewed those two pieces of denim together, I laid the original pattern piece, not the traced copy, and I laid it on top of my color blocked denim to see that it was the same exact size, and I did that before I moved on to the next step, and it worked out really great. I wanted you to be able to see also, in addition to the showing you that the pocket is also a part of the waistband as well, you can see here that the zipper fly is all attached in one piece on the front part of the shorts. I found this project to be extremely therapeutic. Now, I wouldn't take on a color blocking project if you don't have time to really focus and take your time, because this is a project that you definitely want to take your time and do a really slow pace to make sure you don't make any mistakes. I did take the extra step of changing my color thread for every time I added a new color of fabric. So I'm going to show you what the shorts look like up close. So these are my shorts. Oh, they're so good. These are my shorts. And so whenever I attached a new color, I changed my thread. So here, if you look close, my top stitch thread is yellow, but when you look over here, my top stitch thread is actually teal. So I did that for each of the colors. Every time I added a new color of fabric, I added the matching color of thread. These are the shorts. I think they came out so good, so good. I love them so much. I do want to say I used a 7-inch zipper, and I do have a bit of a regret about that. I almost wish that I would have just went ahead and used a 9-inch zipper so that the zipper would come all the way up to the top. Initially, I wanted it to have a bit of a V, so it would be like this and look like some of the examples that I inserted pictures of, but it wasn't drastic enough in order for it to look intentional. So I do wish that I had went ahead and used a 9-inch zipper instead of a 7, so that it would zip all the way to the top. But it's really cute, and I don't think that anyone would know otherwise. But this is the front of the pants. I think they're so great. I will say this, if you like this pattern, you might want to consider grading down a size in the legs if you have a flat butt like me, okay? Because that's the only bad thing about this pattern, is that I felt like that it made my flat butt even flatter, and I'll show you what it looks like in the picture. But I do love the way this came out. I love, see, this is what I was talking about with regards to the pocket piece being a part of the waistband. I do love the way these came out. I think it's super cute. I love the pleating detail on these, and you do top stitch part of the pleat and then it's loose here. I love it. Now it's hard to see, but I have anchored the pockets with a stitch the same color as the denim on either side, just so that the pockets stay in place. and these pockets are nice and deep. So gorgeous. Now in the photo, you will see that the shorts are cuffed at the bottom. I did not want that feature. You absolutely could cuff it if you wanted to, but I chose not to. So I really love the way that those came out. This is the sweatshirt that I made. I love this sweatshirt so much. It's perfect. I'm going to wear it all the time. It's not just going to be one of those pieces that I did for a collaboration and I'll never wear again. Now, I probably won't wear them with the shorts because I think that's definitely too much of a lean to the 90s to wear on a regular day basis, but I could definitely see myself wearing this with jeans or anything else, even some joggers that I have in my stash. But I love the way this came out. I definitely chose the white sleeve on purpose because I do remember in the early 90s seeing people that had the oversized bomber jackets with the white sleeves, and then they had red, black, and green color blocking in the body. And so I really loved the way that looked. And so I decided to do that to my sweatshirt. I think it looks fantastic. I love how bright and colorful it is. It's gonna make me so happy every time I wear it. And as you can see, I added a little handmade label there at the collar. I think it came out really good. Oh, so good. And I'm actually considering making a solid color of teal shorts, sweat shorts to wear with it so that I can wear it all the way through the summer. Do my pieces look like the patterns? Yes and no, okay? The shapes are right. So the shapes look like the actual pattern examples, but since I color blocked them in for the shorts, I just kind of went my own direction altogether. I would say that they're different. I would say that they don't necessarily look exactly like the pattern covers. Like if you saw me wearing them, you wouldn't be able to pinpoint exactly which pattern I used for either of the pieces. But I didn't intentionally, so I would say that it is totally a success. Were the pattern instructions really good and clear? Yes. So this sweatshirt pattern, as I mentioned before, is probably the easiest sweatshirt that I've ever made without the color blocking. If you are a beginner, you will not struggle at all with the pattern instructions. Would I make these patterns again? The sweatshirt, absolutely. It's a no-brainer. It's an easy sweatshirt. I will, however, make my exact size, whether I'm making the regular version or if I'm making the crop version, just because it'll be a better fit. Would I make the shorts again? Yes, I would, and I would absolutely follow the instructions for this particular pattern in constructing the shorts. I will, however, keep the size 16 waist, but grade down to a size 14 in the shorts. And I think I should do that only because I found that these were a bit wide. They were perfect for the project. They have a very structured curve here. However, I would say that in a normal day wear, I probably would want it to be a bit more fitted to the body and less ballooned. So I absolutely love this pattern and I would do it again, only a bit smaller. I would absolutely recommend that you make these patterns. The sweatshirt is definitely easy and it's appropriate for anyone and everyone to make. The shorts are intermediate pattern. If you can do a zipper and a button, then go for it. You'll enjoy your shorts, but you definitely have to be into the high-waisted look because they are extremely high-waisted. All in all, I'm really pleased with how my outfit came out and I hope you like it too. Please leave me some comments below and let me know what you liked about it, what you may have changed about it, and if you would wear this color blocked outfit. All right, I'm gonna insert some pictures so that you can see from all angles what the outfit looks like. I did take these pictures in Jack London Square and I also had a friend help me take these pictures because friends, I am extremely awkward and I don't like taking my own picture. So my girlfriend Camille, shout out to Camille, thank you so much, helped me take my pictures. And both of these murals were actually done in Oakland in Jack London Square. After you watch this video, please head over to Rochelle Handmade Designs to check out what she made for the So Much Colors 90s edition episode for this week. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do give me a thumbs up and please do subscribe to my channel. Bye.